We live in a world obsessed with letting go, minimalism, decluttering, Mary Kondo asking if things spark joy. Everyone's telling you to release, to simplify, to free yourself from the weight of possessions. But some people can't. They have boxes they haven't opened in years, clothes that don't fit, broken things they will never fix. And every time they try to throw something away, something stops them. Not laziness, not sentimentality, something deeper. Maybe you know someone like that. Maybe you are someone like that. So here's the question: what are they really trying to hold on to? Because it's not the stuff. At first glance, it seems simple enough. They are attached to things, sentimental. They see value where others see junk. They are the opposite of minimalist. Hoarders, pack rats, and sure, that's part of it. But it's not the full picture. Because if you actually talk to someone who can't throw things away, you'll notice something. They don't love the clutter themselves. They are not proud of it. Most of them are actually ashamed of it. Their homes feel suffocating. They know they need to let go. But when they hold that object, a gift from someone they haven't spoken to in 10 years, a shirt that hasn't fit in a decade, a card with a handwritten note, and try to put it in the trash, they can't. Their chest tightens, their mind floods with reasons to keep it, and they put it back again. It's not about the object, it never was. Here's what's often misunderstood. For some people, objects aren't just objects, they are proof. Proof that something happened, that they were there, that they mattered in that moment. Think about it. You keep every card you ever received, not because you reread them, but because throwing them away feels like erasing evidence. Evidence that someone thought of you, that you were loved, even briefly for a moment, that you existed in someone else's world. We live in a world that's constantly moving, constantly forgetting. Relationships end, people leave, memories fade. But that concert ticket stub, that broken watch your father gave you, that gift from an ex you haven't spoken to in years, those things don't forget. They don't leave you. They stay exactly as they were. And in a strange way, they keep you tethered to moments that would otherwise disappear completely. Psychologists call this object permanence anxiety. The fear that without physical evidence, the memory itself will vanish, that you'll forget it, or worse, that it will be like it never happened at all. But here's the paradox. The things that are supposed to preserve the past end up trapping you in it. You can't move forward because you're living in a museum of who you used to be. Every object is an anchor, and you've tied yourself to so many anchors that you can't drift forward to anything new. The cluttered space isn't just physical, it's psychological now. You know what's fascinating? A lot of people who can't throw things away also struggle with identity. They don't have a strong internal sense of who they are, so they need external proof. The books define them as intellectual. The clothes define them as stylish. The gifts define them as loved. Without those things, who are they? It's a question they are terrified to answer. And here's where it gets interesting. This pattern almost always starts in childhood. Most people who can't throw things away grew up in environments marked by loss or instability. Maybe they moved frequently, new homes, new schools, new friends. Nothing was ever permanent. So, they clung to objects because objects were the only constant. The teddy bear came with them. The blanket stayed with them. The toy didn't leave. Or maybe they grew up in poverty. Not always extreme poverty, but enough that things were precious, hard to come by. You didn't throw anything away because you might need it later, because you couldn't just replace it. Scarcity became scarcity mindset, and scarcity mindset became a grip that never loosened. But not everyone who can't throw things away grew up poor or unstable. Some grew up in homes that looked fine from the outside, middle class, stable, but emotionally empty. Their parents were there, but not really there. Physically present, but emotionally absent. They didn't see them, didn't know them, didn't respond to their needs. So, they formed attachments to objects instead. That stuffed animal listened. That book understood. Those things become safer than people. Because here's the thing about emotional neglect, it teaches you that people are unreliable, that relationships are conditional, that love is temporary. But objects don't leave you. And here's what psychologists have found. At its core, the inability to throw things away is often about control. Not in the manipulative sense, in the survival sense. A lot of people who stack away things grew up in chaotic environments where they had no say, no control over what happened to them, their space, their belongings. Maybe parents threw away their things without asking. Maybe siblings destroyed what they cared about. Maybe they lived in homes where nothing was safe, nothing was theirs. So now, as adults, they grip their possessions with both hands. Because those possessions are the only thing they can control. No one can take them unless they allow it. It's not about the stuff anymore, it's about autonomy, about finally having the power to decide what stays and what goes. Except, they can never decide to let things go. Because letting go feels like losing control all over again. You see the trap here? The very thing they're doing to feel in control is the thing keeping them trapped. But here's what most people miss. Every object you can't release is connected to something you haven't grieved. That gift from your ex, you haven't grieved the relationship yet. Those clothes that don't fit, you haven't grieved the version of yourself that wore them. The box of your parents' belongings, you haven't grieved their absence. The objects hold the grief so you don't have to feel it. And letting go of that object means feeling the loss, which feels unbearable. This is what makes it so hard. It's not irrational. It's not laziness. It's protective. Your mind is saying, if we throw this away, we'll have to face what it represents, and we're not ready for it. So you keep it. You keep everything. And slowly, imperceptibly, you become a curator of unprocessed pain. These things that were supposed to comfort you become the things that suffocate you now. And the saddest part, you know it. You feel it. But you still can't let it go. Because the fear of feeling the grief is stronger than the exhaustion of living in clutter. So, what changes it? Not force, not shame, not someone coming in and throwing everything away from you. What changes it is this: learning that you don't need objects to prove you existed. The memories don't live in the ticket stub, they live in you. The love, if it was real, doesn't live in the gift. It lives in what it meant when you received it. And that meaning doesn't disappear even when the object does. The things you're holding on to, they're not protecting you. They are keeping you small. They're keeping you stuck in a past that you are allowed to move beyond. And yes, letting go will bring up grief. It will bring up loss. It will bring up feelings you have been avoiding for years. But here's the truth. You can hold those feelings. You're strong enough. You have been carrying the weight of all these objects. You can carry the weight of the emotions they represent. And once you do, once you let yourself feel what you've been avoiding, the grip loosens. Not all at once, not perfectly, but slowly. You start to realize that releasing a gift doesn't erase the person. Discarding clothes doesn't delete who you were. Throwing away broken things doesn't mean you're broken. It just means you're making space for air, for peace, for the version of yourself that isn't defined by what you keep. In the end, the things we can't throw away aren't really things at all. They are attempts to hold on to what we're afraid of losing, proof that we mattered, evidence that we were loved, anchors to versions of ourselves we are not ready to release. But you don't need proof. You were there, you remember, and the person you are becoming doesn't need permission from the person you used to be. The objects can't save you from grief. They can't protect you from loss. They can't give you the permanence you are searching for. Only you can do that. By learning that what you carry inside is more real. It's more lasting than anything you could ever hold on in your hands.